Once upon a time, there was a wine brand called Carlo Rossi, and let me fucking warn you right now, before the story starts, our old pal Carlo means to exact nothing but swift, merciless vengeance for his fallen brothers. A recently deceased, it was jug wine related, friend of mine, Ryan, said to me once that Carlo Rossi is the go-to swill for Brazilian folks, but let me tell you why that is wrong. The heavily food-colored vomit fuel in question here is so obscene that had Brazilians been consuming it in any amount, they wouldn't have been in that bullshit World Soccer Cup-a-thon or whatever, and I'm pretty sure I saw a Brazilian flag there somewhere. Honestly, I'm not super sure. All the flags about the tradish red, white, and blue combo kind of blend together for me. PM me with answers, please. So basically, Ryan is always wrong and can suck a dick in hell. One day, a guy named Franky, and a smallish albino goblin creature were laying down the groundwork for the goddamn party of the century, and Franky says something about cheap wine. So obviously, me and my ditch-dwelling, poor asshole self were like, hell yeah, bring out the garbage water. Little did I know, every major liquor store in the glorious USA had been shipped in secret a cleverly concealed vomit artillery piece lovingly manufactured by Satan's own hands. After a swift run to the alcohol supply outlet, Franky moseyed in, dual-wielding death casks of the wicked juices, and announced that it was time to enact our collective Maho Shoujo-style transformation sequence into the ghost of Christmas present. Everything suddenly light-shifted into ultraviolet, and we all woke up an hour later with the ritual completed and both poison pitchers entirely empty. Before the ball of devil's elixir chugged its way into our stomach acid, we managed to piece together an excusably incoherent text to the Red Menace to pick us up and transport our Sausage Link Festival to the nearest McDelios, in God's own green pasture, Worcester, Massachusetts, for a briefcase or two of McChickens. By the time we got there, the goblin had knifed me a couple times, and I was bleeding out in the trunk since Menace didn't want any sanguine stainage on his high-quality pleather seating arrangements. This turned out to be my saving grace, since the Middle Ages were the peak of humanity's scientific ventures, and bloodletting is a real thing that really works. Just as Franky and the pale-skinned gob were stepping out of the car, we all fell hushed, and a barely detectable but deeply terrifying sensation overtook our souls. The ball finally dropped and rang out a happy fucking New Year, except instead of confetti there was vomit, instead of streamers there was also vomit. So at the grand old hour of 4 in the morning, when certain hard-working simple farmers were just waking up to tend their crop, Franky and the gob were instead vomiting out a Purple River Styx into a McDaniel's parking lot and wondering why Ryan would ever lie to us about which nationalities drink which type of cheap wine. Luckily for me, I was down a couple pints of the red stuff and managed to inchworm my bones into the McDingley's pristine lavatories. In the end, Red Menace left us there out of fear our untethered souls would start haunting his car, and we had to ride out the storm for a few hours before achieving a proper balance. Me and the goblin sold Franky for bus fare, and everyone got home safe. And if you